Hi, everybody. You're watching the Pocono Television Network. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm Chris Barrett. I'm here today, fortunately, with Jose in this beautiful property in the Pocono Mountains. We often don't talk enough about short-term rentals, and short-term rentals are one of the great amenities that we have here in every part of the Pocono Mountains, and Jose is the guy to really talk about it. So, Jose, thanks for being with us.
Pleasure. Thank you.
We were talking a little bit before we started to tape this, and you were telling me a little bit about you, how you got here to the Pocono Mountains. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Sure. Yeah, I've been here for about 20 years. Actually, the property next door to us is the first property that I bought.
Which is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We put a lot of work into it. The property that you're in right now is right next to it. So, about 4 or 5 years later, there was an opportunity to come in. It doesn't look anything like what it does right now.
Which is gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you. So my wife spent some time designing and decorating it so it can look and be really warm for the families that are coming. So we're fortunate enough to buy it, and we've been having success. We actually bought a third one, which is just down by the water, by the beach area. So we're able to host a lot of families sometimes that come, multi-generational families, and they make awesome memories here. We actually have a family that's been coming with us for 13 years. We'll call her Celia. Wow. And she's coming for the 14th year this year. So she's a grandmother, likes to bring her kids and their kids, and so they just love to have awesome memories here by the lake and by the pool.
That's really great. Now, just so the folks know, where are we right now?
Yeah, this is Bushkill, Pennsylvania. We're actually in the Pocono Mountain Lake Estates community. Which is it's a community of about 600 houses. There's about 60 houses on the lake. This house happens to be lakefront as well, so obviously it gives the opportunity for people just to fish, boating, and all of that.
A lot of folks, they don't understand short-term rentals. They don't understand the whole process, and you're the guy, I think, I know that we want to talk to tell us about why should somebody pick a short-term rental?
Sure. From a host perspective, from an owner, it takes a lot more than just finding the property, right? There's a lot of the back-end paperwork and pro forma and all of the analysis, the business sense of buying one. It's also how you kind of fit into the community, right? Are you a good neighbor? Are you a good community member? Are you a good host? And all of those things are super important because, you can be a great business person, but not get along with your neighbors, or you can be really friendly with your neighbors and provide a terrible product. So I think there's a fair balance there. And, we've seen a lot of people come and purchase properties in the Poconos and do what they do, put their touch on it and do really well. But I think when you approach the short-term rental side from a responsible way, just like a human being, and treat people the way you want to be treated, including your neighbors, including the communities, including the HOAs, everyone, right? You just come across as a very genuine person. And I think that sense comes across through, I would say, technology into the OTAs, into like the Airbnbs and the Verbos.
Right.
And people tend to see that. And I think organically, people will leave you good reviews, and the 5-star reviews is ultimately what you're looking for. But I think people, when they're looking at your property, they get a sense of it by reading in your review on how folks talk about you, how you've treated them. It's not just because they have the awesome amenities, it's because the guest wants to come back. Did we provide enough of a big experience for that guest and their family for them to say, wow, I'll always remember that time. I'll always remember opening the door and seeing that fireplace, or like I always remember wanting to come back there. And going back to Celia, that's kind of what triggers her to just pick up the phone and call me. Like as soon as they leave, like after the weekend, she's like, Jose, I want this week for next year. No problem. I already have it locked in for you, right? Because I think a lot of us want to build that those memories, and we want to just put them in a vault and never have to never let them disappear, especially when it comes to like your multi-generational folks, like your kids and your grandkids. It's happening to me now, I'm sure.
But you talk too about when you come into it, the experience of it. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit more about that. I just love that piece because as fathers, we've gone through that quite a bit.
Yes. I think that what you're trying to get is, and us as parents, we always I at least, I'm never the first one opening the door. I think I'm kind of a little bit on the side. A lot of parents like to go in and make sure everything's good. I like to open the door and let my kids go in and get that wow factor. You know, be like, and sometimes, you know, you kind of get that sense and from the reviews or somebody, you know, because I do a follow-up message the next day to see, hey, is everything good? If you need anything, let me know. Here's our digital guest guide. I'll tell you everything about the area and my house, blah, blah, blah. And one of the first things they say is like, you should have seen the look on Johnny's face or Mary's face. It was awesome. And that to us, you know, I tell my wife, it's really the impact that we have coming into a house that is fully loaded, we call it, right? It's a, you know, you don't have to make the beds. There's, you know, really high-end shampoos and body washes and conditioners, toilet paper, paper towels. There's firewood right outside because it's pretty cold, and, you know, the store is a few minutes away to get to in case you forgot. We have toiletries and things for people to just start enjoying their vacation as soon as they get here. So a lot of times, you know, we're leaving work, you know, at 5 o'clock, we get in the car, by the time we get on the road, it's 7 o'clock, everybody's hungry, we get here at 9, you know, it's great to have some bottles of water and some candy and some chips for the kids in case you didn't get a chance to stop. Catering to what people are anticipating or waiting, or not expecting even, is great. I personally leave, I don't know if you guys saw when you came in, there's a s'mores section.
We did. We saw that.
And I don't tell anyone about that. And it's because, you know, you are here, you're literally 10 steps away from making a campfire and telling stories and hanging out. You know, I go out of my way to make sure that the marshmallows are there, the Hershey chocolates are there, and the skewers and the graham crackers and everything's set. So at least it gives them a little bit of a memory from not just my place, but being in the mountains in the Poconos.
And you even said your whole family visits here. And I think what I loved the most was you encourage them to put the electronics down, right? Yes. And talk to me about that.
Yeah, I think this is a place in where, I mean, there's not much around here, right? And that's what we love. We just love stepping away from kind of our busy schedules and times, which we can still be connected, but when you come here, we have Monopoly, we have, you know, the games that we used to play as kids, now we're playing with, or read books. You know, my youngest loves to read, and so he just sits in this chair and he just looks at the lake. Or in a hot summer day, you know, we'll just be outside and just, even by the fire, hanging out, and just he'll have a book. So I think part of the idea is just being able to do the things that we feel we can't do at home, just because we're on such tight schedule or we're so regimented sometimes. When you're here, you're on vacation. And sometimes the vacation mode infers, I should be doing something that I will always love to do, but I don't get a chance to. And I think being here, you're not really flying over to Europe or, you know, because even when you go on vacation there, you're just running around, traveling, trying to see all these museums. When you're here to sort of recharge your batteries, go on the hot tub, go on the pool, grab a canoe, and just paddle. Like, there's no motor. This is a non-motor lake, so it's great, right? So you have to do the work. You have to get your hands dirty. And I think that's part of the reason too.
So you're getting back to nature, right? And you're discovering each other, which is really great. I do want, this has been really wonderful, and I love everything that you're saying, but I want to close by asking you something, two things actually. The first is, we talked a little bit about this is like welcoming somebody in your own home, right? That's how you feel about this?
Yes, it's the experience. We want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable when they come to our homes. We want to make sure that they feel like they don't need anything, and if they do, we're always very close for them to reach out to us. It's a little bit different approach, I think, in where we're not a mass production type of family business. We have, you know, a certain amount of homes that we take care of, very well, and we take care of our guests very well. So we're always available, and it's a very personable thing, right? So we are doing this, and, you know, when you book, you see a picture of me and my wife, and, you know, this is who you're dealing with. You know, you're not dealing with,
you're right here.
Yeah, an 800 number that you have to call. What happens at 2 o'clock in the morning? You know, we have staff to make sure that, you know, that if something is unsafe, that we'll take care of it, right? Or, yeah.
And why do you love the Poconos? Last question.
I love it. I mean, I grew up in northern New Jersey, and then the Poconos was always sort of like the nature place to go. It was so close, and it feels like it's a totally different place than what we're used to. Even in certain suburbs that you see trees and sometimes you see deer and everything. You know, every time we've come here, we see Molly. Molly is the deer that comes in, and sometimes she brings her babies from the previous season, you know, from the new season. So, and we have bears, and so my kids just love to be able to go out there. And then we say we have to go fishing, they go out, and then we forgot the worms. So sometimes there's worms underneath leaves, right? And then so we go fishing. Some of these things that I feel you have to plan for when you're doing your routine days, they're just all here now, and you know. Let's go to the lake house to just do these things
and enjoy life.
And enjoy life. Yeah.
Well, Jose, thanks for having us. You're being such a great host. You're showing our guests and our viewers the best part of the Poconos, and we really want to thank you so much for taking the time today to even speak to us.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And I'm Chris Barrett for the Pocono Television Network. We're talking all about great things like short-term rentals. Thanks for watching.